there, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sean. I'm back for another video. In this video today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a letter that was sent to me from one of you. But before I get into all of that, I want to remind you guys that I'm actually an author and I've written 3 books. I'm going to link all 3 of my books below so you guys can check them out. The first one is called The Dating Game, How to Find Yourself While Looking for Mr. Right. My second book is called Breaking the Man Code, The Key to Unlocking His Heart. And my third book is called Getting Unstuck, How to Create the Life You've Always Wanted to Live. All 3 of my books, like I said, are on Amazon, Kindle, and BarnesandNoble.com. I'll link them all below. And if you'd like the opportunity to work one-on-one with a certified life and dating coach, I'll be sure to link my email address. You guys can email me if you'd like to work with me one-on-one as a client. Without any further ado, let's get started with today's video. Let's go get 'em. Hello, Sean. I really wanted to write you a strawberry letter, but I couldn't figure out how on YouTube. You were always unbiased and straight to the point. So I'm going to include as much detail as possible to give you the full picture. So we started dating and of course everything was perfect. He was amazing. Valentine's Day full body massages and comedy shows. We got super close very fast. My mom died around the time we got to get to know each other, so I moved into his house. Wrong, I know. I felt alone. I lost her and 3 other relatives that year. He was really solid and loving and we were very happy. Fast forward, we started getting overwhelmed with each other and we kind of hit a rough patch. We got everything back into a loving relationship. I moved out into my own apartment. We talked every day. We saw each other every weekend. He was amazing. We started premarital counseling and we even went ring shopping. It was going great. Then he got a job out of state. Our goal was after I took a test to go into school, I'd move. So my practice test didn't go that well, but a local school said they would work with me. I was taking a class and working full time and studying. I thought I could pull it all off. I took it and I was 2 points lower. I was definitely negative about it. I'm in education and I make a decent salary, so I continued. Well, now I feel like he makes no effort to get me with him. He's blaming me for not being with him and not being able to get a job. I have 2 interviews, but I didn't have the certification for it, but they're trying to work with me. He got sick last week. I called him and texted him to go to the doctor. He told me that his mom ordered groceries and he felt loved and thought it was from me, but it wasn't. The last 4 days he's been very quiet at night after 7 p.m. and we're long distance, so that's extremely fishy. And he did that to me before, but I told him how hurtful it feels. So when he started ignoring me, I texted him, "Is everything okay? What do you need me to do?" And he said that he was just tired. I know people should never be that tired after 16 hours, but when I asked him why he didn't call me in the morning, he said he figured I was asleep. It's summer vacation. She put that in parentheses. I told him that him not talking to me is out of the norm and that I really miss him. So I confronted him and he basically said that he's not happy and that he hasn't been happy because I don't make enough money to actually contribute to him to help him build his portfolio, and it's always about me. What? So I said I have no problem helping you work towards your goal like I have in the past, but my goals matter too. I helped him pick a house, move into a condo, go up on rent like with Airbnb, and I can, that's just not too expensive. I don't know what she's trying to say here about the whole Airbnb thing. I don't know if she means she tried to help him hook up his place for Airbnb. I'm just not sure how she wrote this. But anyway, I'm sorry about that, but the letter is kind of chopped up and I'm doing my best to auto-correct it as I read it, so forgive me. And then he said I can't help him with the business and his 5-year plan is getting more money and I can't do that because of my credit, in parentheses student loan lien, and my salary wouldn't be able to help something like that. I'm working on it. Then he says he got me an interview at Philips and I didn't get the job. I was like, but I prepared and I went hard, but they felt that I was overqualified. He said I should have been in school by now. He gave me $250 for books, which I appreciate and have been studying. I also helped him with homework and papers for his MBA, so I really thought we were a team. I'm gonna have to summarize it from here. So the writer goes on to say that he is a 37-year-old engineer and she, I believe, is a 25-year-old teacher, and that she's doing her best, but he's putting a lot of pressure on her, so she ended up snapping on him and calling it quits. When she called it quits, he told her something along the lines of, "And don't try to text me talking about you want to talk." And she said, "The only thing that I would text you is my address to send me all my stuff. It's over." She wants to know, did she overreact and what should she do? So after reading all of this, I think the main thing that stood out to me in your letter is the fact that the age gap is really starting to show. Him being 37 years old and deep into his career, having all this time to work on his business, his portfolio, that's a lot different from you. You're 25. You've only been out of school a couple of years. It took him years to get to the established place where he is, and I feel like he's trying to rush you along and pressure you. What also bothers me about this letter is, of course you want your mate to sort of encourage you and inspire you for you to go after your dreams, but I feel like all this letter really showed me is how much of a business relationship this is. It's not a whole lot about love and feelings and affection or anything like that. This is about portfolios and 5-year plans and your credit and you being further along in your career, and why don't you have a better job to help me with my goals and my dreams. This sounds way too businesslike. I don't hear a lot of love in this. I don't know if he wants you because he actually loves you or because he loves the way you look on paper. And even then, like you said, he's complaining about your student loans. He doesn't think you're going to help him with his business. I feel like that's all he's about. You know, you said in the beginning he was willing to wine and dine you and doing all these things, like taking you to massages and comedy shows and all that stuff is good. But when you're talking about core issues like, do you believe in me? Do you believe in my dream? He seems extremely selfish. You said that you're trying to work on your own career and you're trying to find yourself and you're working on your career path and trying to find a job, and the jobs he's trying to find you mentioned Phillips, you also mentioned Chick-fil-A. With all the education that you have, he would have you work a job like that with a degree in all your education just so that you can be with him? He wants you to sacrifice a lot, but he's not willing to sacrifice that. And I don't know what the attraction to that really is. All he cares about is his goals, his dreams, his portfolio, and his 5-year plan. And to be honest, you don't really fit in with that. So I don't know why he's still pursuing you when you're not what he wants. I feel like he wants somebody young like you so that he can mold you into what he wants you to be, as opposed to him actually finding someone who already fits. To me, it's really lazy when you try to make somebody be what you want instead of you actually doing the work to find what you want in someone. I think the main question that you should be asking yourself is, what kind of man do you want? Do you want an old school traditional relationship where the husband is the primary breadwinner and you work if you want? If you don't work, it's completely up to you. You're the one who's taking care of the kids and the laundry and the house and all that. If you like the traditional old school role, or if you are interested in some of these newfangled men who are looking for a financial equal. They want to work, but they also want you to get out there and work. And they want you to be able to, you know, have to make almost as much money as they do. Now, me personally, I'm not gonna lie, I prefer my man make more money than me, and I prefer him be a provider for me and my family, although my father raised my sister and I to always have our own. God bless the child that has their own. You know, don't let what he brings to the table be all you have to eat. That's why I have books and retreats and so many other things, coaching. There's so many other ways that I make my own money because I personally feel better when I make my own money. But still, I still like, it depends on what you want out of a relationship. Do you want to go with the traditional gender roles of the man being the provider? Because some of these newfangled men that are out here, they want a woman to be a business partner. They're financial equal. Now, of course, you didn't say this in your letter, but for some reason, I'm getting the feeling that I feel like he may think that you're lucky to be with him. He's this well-to-do, established 37-year-old engineer, and here you are, this 25-year-old teacher who's trying to find your way. And I feel like he might be a little full of himself. He might feel like it's his responsibility to whip you into shape and that he's trying to get you to be up on his level. Instead of just loving you for who you are and how you are and embracing what you have, I feel like he may, in a small way, look down on what you do and look down on what you make. Like I said, looking down at your student loans, the jobs that you have, and kind of forcing you to want more. And like you said he texted you and like, you're gonna call me back. Don't call me back, and talking about you want to talk. I think he thinks he's all that. And I think he's shocked that a teacher like you, who doesn't have all her stuff together, is willing to let somebody like him go, like he's some big catch. That would definitely turn me off. You didn't say that, but for some reason that's the feeling that I get. Wanting you to be more and wanting your career to be better. I think he wants to be able to say, I'm an engineer and my wife is a so-and-so. I think he feels like what you do is not enough. It's not sexy enough to tell his friends. I could be wrong about that, but I'm just saying that's how I feel. So I was in the middle of editing this video when I realized that I almost completely missed something. Probably one of the biggest points in this letter. And that is that you said that you were dating him right around the time that your mother passed away. And I feel like your hesitation to leave this relationship, your hesitation about ending the relationship with him could be a part of the fact that you said he got you through that time. He got you through one of, if not the toughest times in your life. You lost your mother, and you also said that you lost 3 other family members in that same year. And so I don't know if some of this is guilt or if you really had, true feelings for him and that you're really considering a relationship, I feel like because you were grieving and he was seeing you through, it was a different type of dynamic. You know what I'm saying? He almost had to be a friend and a confidant. You needed him at that time. And I'm not saying that you don't need him now, but it's different now. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Then you were grieving, you were broken, and there he was. You said you moved in with him and everything. He was there for you. But I don't want you to mistake the fact that he was a comforter when you needed one with love and with a romantic connection and with the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. Now that some time has passed between your mom's passing, I feel like now you're sort of like the fog that you were in is sort of wearing off, and you're like, wait, I mean, he's cool and all, but there's a lot of things about him that I don't like. But when you needed him and you were grieving and he was there, you overlooked all those things. I actually talk about it in my second book, Breaking the Man Code. This is the halo effect. When you're in love, oftentimes all you see is this beautiful glow around someone. But it's not until you start to really take a step back where those sort of feelings start to fade a little bit, when you start to see the person for who and what they truly are. He may have always been this way, but you needed him so badly you overlooked all of it. And now that you're stronger and you're still sort of grieving, but it's not as intense as it was initially, you can kind of say, he may be cool and all, but when we're talking about a life partner, I'm not sure he's it. Don't be with him because of guilt, because you feel like you owe him for what he helped you through. It's perfectly understandable that you're grateful to him because he helped you through one of the toughest times in your life, but you don't owe him holy matrimony as a thanks. If you feel like there's not the connection that you want, that he doesn't believe in you, doesn't believe in your dreams, isn't patient with you, which is a lot of things that I feel like are red flags in this particular letter, you don't have to stay with him. You can be grateful to him without having to marry him. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Be sure to thumbs up if you did. And if you want to hear more of my thoughts on life and love, be sure to purchase one of my books, if not all 3 of my books. The first one is The Dating Game, How to Find Yourself While Looking for Mr. Right. My second book, Breaking the Man Code, The Key to Unlocking His Heart, and my third book, Getting Unstuck, How to Create the Life You've Always Wanted to Live. All 3 of my books will be linked below. They're all available on Amazon, Kindle, and BarnesandNoble.com. And if you'd like an opportunity to work with me one-on-one as your personal life and dating coach, then be sure to send me an email at itscoachshawn, that's S-H-A-W-N, itscoachshawn@gmail.com. I'd love to give you more information about working with me one-on-one. That's pretty much it. I love you guys. I'll see you all in the next video. Till next time, later divas and dudes. Deuces, honey.